Hi, I'm Gerbies. This is my Mario Party 1 all-board speedrun guide. Make sure to make a comment down below if you found something helpful. Also, use the timestamps on the video to jump to anything specific if you'd like. I really hope you enjoy the video. This run will be split up into 3 different categories. For the first one, we have Getting Started. This is where I'll explain board order, the run preparation, and what to do on your first important turn. Secondly, we have Timelosses/saves. This is where I'll be explaining all the time losses in the run and what to avoid. There are certain strategies that save a lot of time, so I highly suggest checking out this part. Lastly, we have minigame explanation. Now, minigames take up a big chunk of time in this long speed run, so getting to know the minigames, what to do for which one, will save a lot of time. Let's dive right into it. Now, before we dive into the guide, you want to make sure you have Eternal Star unlocked. If you don't, you need to collect 100 stars and have completed at least one map each. All the computers have to be on the same difficulty as well. Let's talk goals. Your goal for an all boards category is to complete a 20-turn board of each board, and you have to be the superstar on each one. There are 8 total boards in Mario Party 1, which is the most boards for any Mario Party game. Board order. The order you do all 8 boards is all preference, but I personally like to get the hardest, most RNG heavy maps out of the way first. The hardest maps include Wario's Battle Canyon, Eternal Star, and Bowser's Magma Mountain. I also suggest putting the easier maps near the end of your speedrun, making the finish a lot easier. I suggest putting Peach's Cake specifically last. On the first turn, there are 2 important options to choose in the menu. The first option you want to change is in the minigame settings called Don't Use Explanation String. The second option you want to change is in the message settings. You want to change the text speed to fast. Make sure to do this on the first turn of each board. This is the last section of Getting Started, run preparation. Head over to the Mushroom Bank and let's go check out the items that we can turn on and off. These make a massive difference in the speedrun, and I highly suggest everyone have the same settings as me. To check our items, make sure you talk to the left banker. Now, make sure to use the regular coin box. Do not use the other 2. They will lose you time after each board. The warp block is risky, but I highly suggest putting it on hidden blocks. Make sure to turn this off. Every extra event you get loses a lot of time, and in Mario Party 1, you can get Bowser minigames from hidden blocks. Make sure to turn this off. You also want the plus block off. Generally, you want the computers to have little to no coins, so them having another option to get coins is not good. Turn this off. The minus block. You want to have this one on, because computers losing money could save you time, and any chance of them losing money is super worth it. The speed block. The speed block is ironic because it actually is quite slow in terms of time. You want short dice rolls, so the 8 to 10 dice block is a no-go. Turn it off. The slow block. The slow block is, once again, very ironic because it is quite fast. Rolling 1 to 3 can be incredibly fast as we want quick, short turns. Make sure to have this turned on. Timesaves/losses. Let's start with the losses. The biggest time loss is either buying stars or landing on chance time. Here's an example. Yoshi steals just enough coins to be able to buy a star. Right before the star, lands on the star, buys the star, and now this whole animation takes a long time. And now you have to wait for another star to spawn, and if that lands in front of another computer, you can see how it can snowball here. It's hard to see, but notice under Yoshi's feet there. After he purchased that star, a chance time spawned underneath. Here, let me show you. Notice in this next clip, DK lands on a chance time. Now, that chance time, it only can be there because a star was bought. Now, each chance time that gets landed on, you lose about 30 seconds each time. So if everyone starts landing on chance times, you are losing a lot of time. So, less stars bought, less chance times. Don't buy stars. If you're confident enough and maybe skilled enough, you can say no yourself to every single star and still win off of bonus stars. Solo player minigames. Solo player minigames are the tile with the star shaped on it, like the one Yoshi lands on in this clip. Every solo minigame that gets landed on can lose a massive amount of time, up to 1.5 minutes, which is an insane amount. If you get a low amount of solo minigames, you got yourself a lucky board. Minigame types. Now, sometimes you will get the opportunity to choose what kind of minigame you will be getting. I will explain how right after this segment in greater detail, but for now, you are aiming for 1v3s as much as possible. The free-for-all 1v1v1v1 minigames are a 50-50, half of them save time, half of them don't. But the 2v2s have the largest amount of time losses for minigames. They are just simply very long, avoid 2v2s at all costs. Money. I just talked about how stars and chance times lose a lot of time. Well, the way AIs get stars is with coins. Keeping all AIs below 20 coins is hard, and you usually have to get a bit lucky with the minigame types. But if you get the opportunity and play it right, you can save many minutes on the board. Whenever I talk about late game time save, I am talking about money, or the AI's economy. Overall, you want to keep them with as little money as possible. My fastest boards always have low star counts with almost no chance times landed on. The final time loss, Bowser Spaces. I put Bowser Spaces last on my time loss list because you can actually end up saving some late game time save, or as I put it earlier, AI economy time save. You can save this time by getting lucky on the type of minigame you get. Balloon Burst and Tug of War are the best games to get. If you get lucky, you should try to get as many CPUs to lose as possible. Your goal is to kill the economy. Coins for Bowser is the fastest option though, so we want that one as well. Things we want. Tug of War. Overall, very quick. AIs lose money, and if you're the one, that's extremely lucky. Reminder, you can throw here if you are part of the team of 3, since 2 AIs would lose money as well. Balloon Burst. Best game hands down for Bowser. It's quick, and if you can win consistently, the AIs always lose, resulting in some late game time save. Things we don't want. Facelift. It's long, and CPUs can win easily to avoid coin loss, resulting in some late game time loss on the board. Bash and Cash. Overall, slow, but can be useful in the right situation if it's not you. Bowser Revolution. This is the one we don't want. We can't choose which option we get, but if you have even a decent amount of coins, this is the worst option. Most likely, all AIs will be rich enough to buy stars after this, resulting in massive time loss. Almost an immediate reset for me. Timesaves number 1. The Crossroads or the Decision. What is a crossroad? Well, in Mario Party, when you have the option to go one or more directions, this is the power we have to choose the potential minigame type, which is a massive deal. Remember how I said 1v3s are ideal? This is where we can try to choose the right space to land on. Here's an example. So, I was on Eternal Star playing as Peach this run. I rolled a 10, I kept going in circles until I got to this position right here. Now, I can choose a blue or red space, and seeing how all the other computers have 3 blues, I want to choose the red, and we get a tug of war out of it, which saves a lot of time. Here's another time that we utilize the crossroads strategy. Notice here, it's actually the same run. I have another option between going blue and red. We end up choosing the red, 3 of them are blue, and we end up getting another tug of war, which is also incredibly fast. Timesaves number 2, the poison mushroom. This mushroom saves a lot of time since you lose your next turn. Anyone that lands on this, including yourself, will save time for your speedrun. And yes, this does mean that the regular red mushroom is bad for the speedrun. Chancetime Strategy. There's a way to almost guarantee a good outcome for you if you land on Chancetime. I landed on Chancetime, and if AIs are dominating, it's worth it to go for stars. Here's an example from my recent world record. Right as the game starts, you want to wait for the middle block to rotate once, then hit that one. It will always be a star. Now, you want to go to the right, or whichever way the arrow is giving the star to, and watch for your portrait. This is the hardest part of this strategy because it's important you get yours. Take your time. Try to get the timing. Once you get this down, it will make saying the no to stars strat easier by just acquiring them through this or booze. Here's another example from that run, but with coins. You almost want to do the exact same thing as last time, but wait 2 block rotations instead of 1. Getting 2 block rotations is 20 coins, which is a solid amount to get quickly and consistently. It can also be a way to deny them from buying a star if they don't have any stars to steal. So in all boards, depending on the game, we do a strategy called throwing. This is done by intentionally losing the game to save time. This isn't used for every game, but there are a lot of games that you can do this for. And this is where the skill really comes into play, how fast you can lose games. It's time to explain the minigames. We will do 1v3s first, then free-for-alls, and then 2v2s. 1v3s. As I mentioned earlier, 1v3s are the best minigame type for a speedrun. We mostly just want these. Now, some of these aren't super fast, but most of them are, and at least none of them are in the bad category, as you can see on your screen. Let me show you the fastest potential 1v3s and slowly work our way down to the slowest. Crane game. This game is just so good. No matter the outcome, this game will be very quick, especially if you are the solo. You can just instantly end the game, which is insane for a speedrun. As you can see in this clip here, I am Peach and I didn't instantly end the game by spamming A, which is normally what you should do. Notice how DK has 25 coins. They lose 1/3 of their coins when successfully carried to the pipe. So this was denying a star. Tug of War. Tug of War is very fast for a speedrun. Depending on how your map or board is going, you either want to win or lose. I usually try to make more computers lose, as making them lose as much money as possible is ideal, which means you usually want to throw. Now, if you are the solo, this game is just incredible and you want to just win. Bowl over. Another incredibly fast minigame on average. You can actually throw by just physically throwing the shell into the side of the lane to lose as fast as possible. But in this example, I needed to deny some coins, so that's always a great option too. Tightrope treachery. This game can be very slow or very fast. If you are the solo, you can just throw here and fall off as soon as possible, ending the game. If you are using a cannon, try your best to snipe the CPU off. I don't have any advice other than just practicing getting better with the cannon. Piranha's Pursuit. Most of the time, this game is very fast, but this fully depends on the AI's difficulty level. If they are on easy or normal, they have a high chance to fail and you can catch them on their skateboard. If they're on hard, you don't really have a choice other than to watch them finish the race unless you get lucky. When you are the solo, you can instantly throw like in Tightrope. Coin Shower Flower. This game can be amazing or bad. If you are not on the flower, the AIs end up getting a lot of coins and you waste a moderate amount of time waiting out the game. If you are the solo, you can just throw and fall off and save a lot of time, and no AIs end up getting any money. Coin Block Bash. On average, this game is quite quick. The problem more so is the AIs acquiring more money. If you don't have the hammer, try to jump on the AI with the hammer and grab it. If you keep getting unlucky with the hammer placement after you jump on the AI, and they keep picking it up, try to hover around the blocks that are about to be destroyed. And also, try to keep money out of the AI's pockets as much as possible. Bash and Cash. This game has a very average time limit. You won't lose much time, but the time save could be with denying more coins. Notice in this clip we got perfect RNG with 2 AIs spawning on each side of DK. Now I just wait for the coin bags to come to me, to deny the other AIs from grabbing them. You can end the game early by making the AI go to 0. If you are the solo, it kinda sucks, but just try to hover around the edge. And if they are on hard difficulty, you are kind of screwed. They auto-target and you will get hit. Just try to minimize your losses if that's the case. Pipe Maze. Another averagely timed game for the speedrun. If you are skilled and the solo, you can try to snipe the right pipe. There really isn't any advice I can give other than just practicing. Overall, this game isn't bad, just can be a bit annoying if they end up grabbing a lot of money over time. Paddle Battle. I would give this game the slowest 1v3 award, but that goes to the tightrope treachery. If they end up making it to the end of the rope, you lose a lot of time. But this game, there isn't too much to talk about other than knowing how your board state is going. Try to make one AI lose if they are winning, etc., without sacrificing too much of your own money. If you are content with the state of the game, or the AIs have too much money, you can just try to prevent any hits by coasting along the river. On Nintendo 64, you lose half a second per hit on average. But on emulator or the Switch, it won't matter. Free-for-alls. Free-for-alls can be great or bad. They are very 50-50 on time save or loss. Overall, these aren't bad to get. Let's start with the quickest and slowly work our way down to the slower free-for-all games. Balloon Burst. This game is just always fast, and unless the computers are on the hard difficulty, you just win every time, denying them coins. The key strategy is to make sure you can see the blinking animation whenever you can fully press down. I mess up a bit in this clip, but you can visually get the idea. Maybe even a little bit slower than this. Keep Away. This game is almost always great to get. If the Koopas troll you, that's the only way it'll last a long time. The main strategy here is to steal the key and throw it. If you're lucky, you spawn with the key at the start of the game, and you can spam B to throw it directly in front of you, and usually hitting a Koopa. Doing this ends the game and makes all the AIs and yourself lose 5 coins each, which ends up being super good for killing the AI's economy. Musical Mushroom. This game versus easy and normal CPUs isn't too bad. It's the hard AIs that can just win and you won't have a chance if the music stops while you are still behind the mushroom. The key to this game is to never jump over the small mushrooms. Always just run around and jump from the ground to the big mushroom to get the chest. Hot Rope Jump. A very fast game, but at a slight cost of money. The AIs never get hit here. You want to always throw. If you do 20 jumps, every AI gets 10 coins, which is terrible on top of it being very slow. When you throw, they only gain 5 coins each. Running of the Bulb. This game is when the skill really comes into play. You want to be the worst teammate possible. The key is to guard an AI that is already controlled by the ghost. They will lead the game to ending quicker. You want to lose. That means if you spawn holding the bulb, it's the freest loss. Watch this clip. I'm Peach, and I notice Wario near a Boo. I block his way back and he turns into a zombie. This triggers DK to come free Wario, but because I'm blocking DK, he gets zombified as well, and then the same thing happens to Yoshi, resulting in a quick loss, and the AI's losing some money. Hot Bomb. It's important to know what the two stages of the bomb sound like. The first stage sounds like this. The second stage sounds like this. The second stage sound will indicate it blowing up within 3 pulses. Overall, try to hold the bomb as long as possible to negate extra throws. This is where knowing the sound cue for the last 3 pulses really comes into play. There's a small chance it could explode before the 3rd pulse by a few frames, but that's like a 1 in 200 chance, so I usually take the risk. Try to throw it at the CPU or AI who can buy a star or is dominating your board. Buried Treasure. This game is quite fast on average. Try to keep the treasure out of the AI's hands. Sometimes you just get unlucky though, but the nice thing about winning this one is denying the AI's coins. Grab Bag. This game is actually kinda long in terms of time, but you totally start dominating the board this way. Also, you can deny almost everyone from buying stars if played right. I try to focus on the AIs that are close to buying stars. If everyone has a lot of coins, just focus on the ones that are easiest to grab. I have denied many stars using this minigame, stealing up to 80 coins sometimes. And if you've been watching the guide, you should know by now that denying AI coins is super good. Tipsy Tourney. Overall, a very fast game. The only reason this is barely worse than Grab Bag, in my opinion, is Grab Bag's potential to deny stars. I highly suggest trying the strategy that Peach does here by doing the outside to inside. Practice makes perfect. Once you stop counting them. Mushroom Mix-Up. This game can be quick or fast depending on how you play and also which difficulty the AIs are on. The key strategy here is to jump as Toad puts up the first flag, and you ground pound one AI. Now, rush to that mushroom that Toad said and try to edge guard by standing on the edge of the mushroom and denying them. Sometimes you can even score a triple kill, which makes this game incredibly fast. Shy Guy Says. Another game that could be quick or fast depending on RNG. The harder the difficulty of the AIs, the longer the game can last. I usually like to win here, but you could be greedy and throw to save a few seconds before the AI would fall, but that's up to you. If I had the game won 100% in the bag though, and AIs have a lot of coins, I would throw to save a few seconds. Bumper Balls. This game completely depends on the AI's difficulty level. If they are on easy or normal, this game isn't too bad. But if they are on hard, they can deny falling off till the timer stops, which is terrible for the speedrun. The main key strategy here is to not fall off unless that one CPU just won't fall. Then just run off if you think they are unbeatable. Also, try to use other CPUs to knock someone else off, like a domino effect. Coin Block Blitz. A fast game, but the AIs get coins every time, but at least it's not very much if you play the game right. All these blocks are on timers, once they have been hit. You want to hit every block once to start their timer. There's one specific block that is randomly placed every game though, that is 5 times longer than the rest. That's why we hit every block once, to make sure that one is hit. Slot Car Derby. It's not fast or short, but if you win every time, you deny the AI's coins, which makes it decent. I won't go into detail on where to hold up and not on the track, but I will save that for the Minigame Island guide, which I will be making soon. Just try your best to win. Hammer Drop. A bit slow, but the AIs behave very different depending on difficulty. Easy, they just stand there until something lands. Normal and hard AI, you actually have to fight them for coins. What you are seeing in this clip here means we are against easy AI. Just try to deny as many coins as you can. The key is to use the shadows to see where the coins are in the air if you're having trouble. Platform Peril. Kinda slow, but at least you can deny the AI's coins. Also make sure to deny them the coin bag along the path. It barely loses any time, and you might as well make the AIs lose some econ. Crazy Cutter. The game speed isn't bad, but AIs have a high chance of receiving money. All you can really do is just try to cut your best. A Bomb-Bomb cutout is the fastest, then Boo loses about 4 seconds compared to the Bomb-Bomb, and the Goomba is the last and loses about 8 seconds compared to the Bomb-Bomb. This won't happen though if you're on the emulator or on the Switch. Bombs Away. A pretty slow game, but sometimes you get lucky with enough AIs falling off. If 2 other AIs fall off early, I suggest falling off as well. This could save between 10 to 20 seconds. Other than that, you can't really do anything to deny them. Sometimes jumping on them causes you to almost fall off. Also, it's bad all survivors get money, which happens very often. Skateboard Scamper. Overall, is a pretty slow game. You don't have to mash very quickly though until the very end. Just find something comfortable and make sure to jump at the right time. Also, make sure to grab the coin bag. It kinda sucks that the AIs get 5 coins each on any difficulty as well. Mario Bandstand. Not much to explain here other than to just try to win. Denying AIs money could be a really good thing though still. It's just a pretty slow game. Box Mountain Mayhem. This game is decently fast, but the AIs are so good at it. Even the easy AIs. You can try to camp out for the coin bags like I did, but sometimes it just backfires. You kinda just gotta get lucky on this. They end up getting a lot of coins almost every time. Facelift. This game is just slow, and all AIs can win money. All you can really do is just try to win, but that doesn't really affect if the AIs win or not. It's a bad game, but it's fun. Treasure Divers. This game is slow, and AIs get a decent amount of money from it. Just try to deny them the big chests as much as possible. The AIs are just also bad at this. Castaways. The slowest free-for-all game award goes to Castaways. It's one of the few free-for-all games with a 60-second timer, and it's guaranteed to use up the entire timer. All you can really do is pad your own minigame star count for the bonus star. It also can give you more money to use to be able to afford throwing other minigames later. 2v2s. As you notice on the tier list, there are really only 2 games that are good games, and the rest lose a lot of time. Bobsled and Deep Sea Diver alone are the slowest minigames in the game. Let's start with the fastest and work our way down to the Deep Sea Diver. Bombsketball. This game is the only game that is actually fast for 2v2s. If you start with the bomb, try to jump around till you are close enough to shoot it in. If you don't start with the bomb, try to jump on the person who has the bomb. You will steal it this way. Even if they are on your own team, you should steal it. The downfall is, one AI gets 10 coins. Desert Dash. This game is good to get, mostly because it wasn't one of the bad 3 minigames. It's actually faster to get hit by the Womp if it will hit you on your path. Waiting for the Womp to lift back up will leave you further behind than where you would be if you got squished. Other than that, just try to win. Another AI does get 10 coins here if you do win though. Handcar Havoc. This can be a decent game, but both cars have to fall off. On Nintendo 64, falling off on the first or second curve saves between 15 to 20 seconds. Just on lag. This won't matter on emulator or the Switch though, so that means you want to fall off, unless you're playing on the emulator or the Switch. But if the AIs are on hard difficulty, winning might be the better option. Bobsled Run. This is a terribly slow game, the second slowest in the entire game. There is a strategy here, but it is difficult to pull off. The strategy needs you to shove off the AI and then fall off yourself to end the game. This setup takes about 30 seconds, and if you fail it, you lose that 30 seconds instead that you could be using that to finish the game. Shoutouts to 360 Chrism. He's one of the only, maybe there's a couple more, Mario Party runners that does this strategy. I still haven't implemented it yet, but if you're feeling like a challenge, go watch 360 Chrism's 3rd place run in All Board's Easy AI. I believe he successfully throws a bobsled a few times. Anyways, if you aren't throwing, you can just stay in the middle. The AI always wants to steer towards it. Deep Sea Diver. This game is so slow. If you are the diver, it speeds it up a bit though. If you are on the boat, depending on where the AIs go, the timer might end from the game taking so long, which is 90 seconds. 1 minute and a half of time loss. When you are the diver, you want to gun it for the big bottom chest. If they get this, they might keep dropping it, slowing the game down even longer. Make sure to get the big chest. After that, just don't go for the same chests as the AIs are going for. It will help finish the game a lot faster. And remember, all AIs get a lot of money from this game, sadly. The slowest game in the entire game. So, my closing thoughts? My biggest point of this guide is to help you understand how you can save time in an all-boards Mario Party speedrun. Make sure to not say no to every star. Try to win the map, but if you get confident enough, try to say no to some. It will save you some time as you get more confident. Maybe you can even get to the point where you get the outro cutscene skip if nobody buys a single star, which saves 1 minute per board. I really hope at least a few of these strategies, or even just the info, can be helpful. Thanks for watching. I hope this guide helped you in some way, and if you enjoyed the video, consider liking or subscribing. I plan on releasing more guides in the future, specifically on Mario Party 1 Minigame Island. I just snagged the 5 out of 5 world records for Mario Party 1, and I'm currently grinding Mario Party 2. You can check it out on Twitch, where I stream 5 days a week. The link will be in the description. And thanks for watching.